Good. And the meeting is being recorded. So the Research Careers Conference is taking place on the 2025 is taking place on the 11th and 12th of December. Until we have been talking about, but I would say since early this week, everything is gaining in speed. So you will probably be receiving a lot of information about this. It is only in 1 month's time. So in 1 month's time, it will be actually in 1 month time, it will be finished already. So you will probably see that information we share with you on this topic is going to accelerate a lot. Now, what is important for you to know is there are some similarities to the past and there are some differences to the past. So it is not exactly the same as it was last year. Last year it was a one-day conference. For those that were there, in the morning we had some common policy updates, and then we had a BHO meeting in the afternoon. This time we have quite a lot of announcements, novelties, and EURAXESS is going to be one of those things, but just one of those things. It's quite a rich agenda. So we're going to have an entire day plenary, which we will call Research Careers 2025 conference. This is on the 11th of December. It's a Thursday. We expect around 180 people in person. It will be web streamed. So we also invite you to share information about this, because this could be very much relevant to your service centers, contact points, anybody that is one way or another involved in EURAXESS or in a research careers related matters. And then on the 12th, we are having the typical BHO meeting. I say typical, although it will be probably a bit different. We learned from the past that the BHO meetings we also have very tight agendas, very rich agendas, which unfortunately does not always result in the fact that we have enough time to discuss. So this time we want to have a slightly lighter and more interactive agenda. And the fact that we are having these monthly meetings, the fact that we are having 11th of December entirely about policy updates, novelties, it means that on the 12th of December, the focus of the BHO meeting can be much more on concrete needs of the network and those points that matter. You have been invited to suggest some topics. The deadline, I believe, is 19th of November. So please do so until 19th of November. After that, we will sit together, Vera and I, we will look at what are all the suggestions. In case we receive more suggestions than there is a time on that day, then we will look at what are the most important topics to address during that day. But I do hope we will have this problem of receiving too many suggestions. About practicalities. So 11th and 12th, you're invited to both days. The usual rules apply. One person per country for on-site participation. If you would like to have more people from your country, we cannot sponsor travel and accommodation, but you might have budgets for that. In that case, definitely you can do so. And in both cases, for all of you and also those individuals that do not require sponsoring for travel and accommodation from the European Commission, everybody has to use the same registration form. So it is the form that has been shared with you. It is for everyone, with sponsoring, without sponsoring, whichever date going to attend, and even if you are online joining remotely. So the deadline for on-site participation is end of this week. So please decide within your network if there are more people involved in the BHO who will come to Brussels, if anyone will come to Brussels. And there's more time for the on-site registration. What is important? Do not book any. If you require sponsoring from the Commission for travel accommodation, do not book your travel accommodation yourself. We do not reimburse these costs. So in case you do book it yourself, we won't be afterwards able to reimburse it. So it's going to happen as such. We will communicate Monday or Tuesday the list of all the BHOs that are eligible for sponsorship. We will share it with the travel agency, and then that travel agency will take contact with each of you individually for some last practical arrangements, although in the registration form we already request quite some information. So that's about the Conference on Research Careers. Are there any questions regarding that?
Nope.
No questions. Good. I think we'll go to the next topic.
Yes. If there are no questions, we will head to the topic of today, which indeed is portal focused. And as mentioned, 3 of our colleagues from EURAXESS is joining us today. First of all, we have Dimitrios Pikios, who is the team leader for EURAXESS and ESCO, Christine Volkol, who is a policy officer for EURAXESS, and Christelle Guillot, who is the head of sector for EURAXESS and ESCO in the DG Employment IT Strategy and Solutions Unit. They will give us an overview of the EURAXESS digital tools and services, followed by a presentation on the more technical aspects of the EURAXESS and EURAXESS synergies. In that regard, I will now hand over first to Christelle and to Christine and Dimitrios. And I don't know, Christine, will you be presenting or in terms of slides?
I will share the slides now.
Okay, so I will make you presenter now.
So just give me a moment.
Okay, you should be able to present.
Yes.
Okay, so in the meantime, I can already say good afternoon. Thanks a lot.
You are muted still.
Can you unmute?
Wait. So, well, we're not muted.
No,
Are we?
All good.
Can you hear us?
We
Can
can.
you hear us now?
Okay, great.
Perfect. Okay.
So give me a moment.
So good afternoon. Thank you very much for the invitation. We are very happy to present to you today the EURAXESS platform and the different digital tools and services that you find there. And of course, to show you how EURAXESS supports the users. So the users can be, of course, job seekers, also including, of course, researchers who are preparing CVs, applying for different positions, and the platform with the tools helps them to display the skills and qualifications and experiences in a transparent way. But EURAXESS also supports employers and employment services to better connect with talent because it helps them to better understand the standardized CVs. And I also wanted to mention while EURAXESS is, of course, very effective in a cross-border mobility context, it can, of course, also be used within the same country. So let's have a look on the next slide. What is EURAXESS? So as I mentioned, it's a platform with digital tools and services that accompany the users in every step of their career and learning path. And it allows users to effectively communicate their skills and qualifications and experiences in a transparent way across Europe. Very important to mention is that all the services are free of charge. It's a multilingual platform available in 31 languages, so in all the EU languages and also languages of non-EU countries that participate in EURAXESS, and we can see them below. So we have on one hand, so the EEA countries, in that case, so Iceland and Norway, but we also have Montenegro, North Macedonia, Serbia, Turkey. And then since the beginning of 2024, we had 3 new countries to join EURAXESS, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Moldova, and Ukraine. And in these countries, you can find the national EURAXESS centers. So they are responsible for promoting EURAXESS at the national level, and they are also supporting users in their respective countries. And this year, we had 25 is a very special year for us because we are celebrating the 20 years of EURAXESS and 5 years since the launch of the new platform as we know it today. So it was launched in July 2020. Very important is for us is inclusivity and accessibility. So we want our tools and services to be accessible.
Volgens mij zeiden we toen hetzelfde.
User groups, so including, for example, disadvantaged groups, users with disabilities, users with lower digital skills, and also older users. And another advantage of EURAXESS is that the data is safe. It is stored on the commission servers. And here also some statistics, some highlights. So we have now, since the launch of the new platform in 2020, we have 8.2 million users on the platform and 120 million visits. And growing. And let's see on the next slide what the users can do on the. So we see here the simplified overview of the user journey. And then afterwards, Dimitrios will show all this in a bit more detail directly on the platform. So the users can create their profile. So this is really the core of the platform, where they can record all their work experiences, education, also volunteering experiences, and so on. And they can create, of course, this profile with a simple click in the 31 languages, if they wish so. Then they can reflect
puur visueel.
and on their internet.
Dat het soms hele lange namen zijn.
It includes also the possibility to make a digital skill self-assessment test. And they can also...
Excuse me for a second. Colleagues, please mute your mics because we cannot hear the speaker.
Thank you, Svetlana.
Okay, thank you. So I continue. So we are in the middle of the user journey and we have created our profile. So what is the next step? So the users can reflect on their skills and interests. They can do a digital skill self-assessment test, and they can also explore the labor market trends. This is with the job and skill trends tool, and we will see that also in the live demo afterwards. Then the users can also find information on different job opportunities from EURAXESS and on learning opportunities that are uploaded by the member states. Then they can, based on their profile, they can create their CVs and cover letters and create their applications. And when they're at the interview stage, there is also an interview tool that helps them support their interview preparation, and they're ready for the next step. And I give the floor to Dimitrios for the demo. Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. So I will stop sharing now, and I will share again for the demo. Okay, so here we are in the, as we call it, e-portfolio, in the dynamic part of EURAXESS. We have created this fake persona, Marta Oliveira da Figueira, and doesn't exist, as far as we know, as a person, for demonstration purposes. So Marta has logged in here with her own credentials. And here it's really everything that so far Marta has created, beginning with the cornerstone, which is the profile. So the profile includes personal information and then work experience. Marta has already created her work experience, different jobs that she has done in the past, and then the education and trainings that she has already studies, other courses, and then her skills, language skills first of all, and then individual skills. This section here is newly created. We launched it a few months ago because we wanted the EURAXESS users to really focus on reflecting and working and updating their skills, because this is the cornerstone of the policy mission of EURAXESS. EURAXESS as also as also can be seen foreseen in its legal basis, the EURAXESS decision, the cornerstone is the transparency of skills. So EURAXESS is not just another platform competing with similar platforms out there in the market, but it's really to promote the transparency of skills, meaning to allow citizens to reflect on their skills and understand how those skills can make them more employable, how they map them to the labor market, what skills they are perhaps missing, and what trainings they can go through in order to acquire more skills that are necessary in their journey in the labor market. And I will explain a few more things about this later. Then perhaps results of the digital skills self-assessment test that we offer on the platform that Marta has taken, and other information about herself, like networks and memberships, creative works, or volunteering. And then all this information in the profile, which is, as I said, the cornerstone, can be used by Marta, by the user, in order to create a CV. So starting from the profile, Marta can choose the parts of this by ticking or unticking individual jobs that are already included in the profile. Marta can go ahead and create a CV. Let's say that there is no reason to edit the information. There is nothing to change in the profile in order to create a CV. There are different formats that can be chosen. Let's say that she wants to go with this format, and she wants to change the color because she prefers green, let's say, and then go ahead with the creation of this CV. The same can be done in order to create a cover letter, and then Marta can look at the applications that she has already done in the past and carry on, or go ahead and send them out, and or can see some information about interviews. We have some instructions here, and in order to guide people to prepare for interviews or for online interviews, and with some guidance, and then they can click on each box when they have already fulfilled, let's say, this step. And then we have other tools apart from the creation of profiles and CVs and cover letters. For example, the self-assessment test for digital skills. This is based on the DigComp framework of JRC. It's a total of around 40 questions of different levels of difficulty that, depending on the replies to each question, can change, become more difficult or easier. And in the end, when the test is concluded, the user receives a report that can even be shared with somebody, but it's really for the user to understand their level of digital skills. Then we have the My Skills section. This is the this is a section that came together with the first launch of the new EURAXESS back in July 2020. It allows the users to reflect on their skills and understand where they can position themselves, let's say, in the labor market. But as I said earlier, due to the fact that as we had seen, the EURAXESS users were not really using this, we decided to start a new skills section directly in the profile to prompt users to reflect on their skills. And gradually this separate section will be abolished in the near future. In any case, it uses ESCO, which is the classification of European occupations and skills. I will say a few things about it later. where users can choose skills either coming from ESCO in order to benefit from this standard framework, or they can just choose skills as they want to call them. Something similar happens with My Interests section, where users can reflect on jobs they would like to do and places. And this also uses the ESCO classification for its part of occupations. And most probably this will be also later abolished in the context of the big revamp that we're doing with EURAXESS, and I will explain right after the demo what this means. Then we have the job and skill trends tool, which is the latest one that we added to EURAXESS. So let's say this tool shows which are the jobs most in demand in different European countries, or which are the countries where certain jobs are most in demand. And we are using for the statistics, let's say, in the information that we are presenting here, we are using a big data skills project of CEDEFOP, which is the EU Agency for Vocational Training, meaning hundreds of millions of online job vacancies that we analyze in order to present what you will see now. So starting with the countries, I can choose a country from the map or from the drop-down menu, and I can see which are based on online job vacancies, which are the top jobs in demand. So we see that the number one job is shop sales assistants. There is some information about it here, the percentage of the total number of online job advertisements, and we can see also the trends, the trend for the demand of this job in Germany. Or we can go with occupations. I can choose an occupation, let's say educational researcher. Let's try again. All right. So I can see, first of all, in which countries it is mostly in demand. First comes Estonia, then Finland, Bulgaria, Latvia, and the rest. And for each country, we can see some information. And then I can also see which are the skills that go with this job, which are the skills that are required for this job, and the knowledge groups. And this information comes also from ESCO. And then to finish the demo, I will show you the Find a Job, the job search tool that we have, the job vacancies that can be found in this tool in EURAXESS come all from EURAXESS. So we can choose a job, research scientist, let's say. We can choose a country, let's say Belgium. And there is a number of online job vacancies coming from EURAXESS for this country and relevant to a certain.
What about EURAXESS? Are EURAXESS jobs also incorporated here?
Let's finish the presentation, then I will reply to as many questions as you want. Can we agree on this?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, very good. Or we also have the Find a Course tool. These are courses and qualifications coming from the member states, and those are uploaded on EURAXESS by national services. So let's say that let's look for biochemistry. Biochemistry in Austria. Yes. And here are courses related to biochemistry in Austria that Europass users can find. I think, yeah, for now, this is what we can show around the platform. I will say a few things now for what is coming. Yes. So, as I very briefly mentioned during the demo, we are working right now for a big revamp of Europass, which is aimed to be very user-centric. Because we have the different Europass tools that I showed, the job and skill trends, of course, the profile, which is at the very center. We have the job search, we have the courses search. People can do a self-assessment test of their digital skills. But those, so far, are there. They were foreseen by the legal basis of Europass, but they're up to now a bit isolated from each other. So the idea is to bring them more closely together through a revamp, allow them to exchange data of the users. Of course, this can be done only in the personal, let's say, space of the user where they log in Europass, and use all this information about their skills, their career tracks, the qualifications they have done, job searches that they do on the platform, maybe countries they're interested in order to identify what are the jobs most in demand, in order to provide more personalized services to the users and help them to understand what skills they have, what skill gaps they have, help them on this basis to plan trainings that they would like to have in order to acquire their missing skills, and apply for more tailored job opportunities for which they will be better prepared and more equipped and become like this more employable. So the very first step in this direction, in the context of this revamp of Europass, is what we call the Europass Smart CV. It will be launched during 2026, so in a few months from now. It will allow people to understand and present their skills for specific job vacancies that they can find on the platform. The Europass system will analyze the skills required for any given job selected by the user and inform them, on the one hand, what are the skills required for the given job, and on the other hand, what are the skills that they have from all the skills required for the given job. And in the end, the user will be able to generate a one-page CV, in any case, a very short CV, starting first with the skills that the user has for the specific job vacancy, and then presenting briefly in a more traditional way their previous relevant work experience, and also the relevant education and trainings that they have. So the journey will be with the user choosing a job vacancy or being presented with a job vacancy, because the system will be able to understand better what skills they have and what experience they have, and choose the job opportunities that are more relevant to them. The user will be presented with this information that I just explained in a separate section of the screen, which these are the skills required for this job. These are the skills that you have, Marta or Dimitrios or whoever, and these are your missing skills. The user will be able to agree or disagree with the system, because we want always the human to have the last say when it comes to tools like this, because this will be enabled by AI models that we have developed over the years. And in the end, the user will be able to generate the short CV that I described. Yes, and that was it from me. Now over to Christine.
Thank you, Dimitrios. Yeah, here we have the contact data. First of all, of course, the address of the platform, and then we have the contacts of all the national Europass centers that I mentioned in the beginning. So they're in all EU countries and also the non-EU Europass countries, and they are promoting at the national level and supporting the users. Then if you want to contact us, this is the Ample Europass functional mailbox. Here you can contact the Ample Europass team. And the last point is the Europass help desk. So this is for the users when they encounter, for example, technical problems, then they can address themselves to the help desk to get support. And on our last slide, we wanted to talk about another priority that we have at the moment, which of course, you know, is the interoperability. We have put in place already this year a stronger connection with EURAXESS. So this started from the 1st of April. We also had a joint promotion campaign together with the ELA communication team. And so now the users have only one profile. It's a Europass profile, and they can share it directly to EURAXESS, and they are visible to the EURAXESS employers and EURAXESS advisors. And then, of course, as you know, we are now working on the Europass EURAXESS interoperability. We're also starting a joint communication campaign. We have been talking with Vera to launch this process. And this leads us actually to the next presentation, which will be given by our colleague Christelle. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I don't know if before we move to the next presentation, we want to go through the round of questions or?
We're available.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I've seen one question in the
There
chat.
was already one question during my presentation.
Two questions.
Okay.
One for you, one for me.
In the chat.
Yes, yeah, but this is one for me. I mean, I can take it if you want to. So the first one is, where are the courses information coming from? So these are actually uploaded directly by the member states to the Europass platform via a system that's called the QDR, Qualification Status Set Register. And you also had a question.
Where is it?
It was about the EURAXESS job vacancies.
Yes. So far in Europass, we have synergies or established interoperability only with EURAXESS for receiving job opportunities. But we are more than willing to look into any other connection. In any case, I'm talking here under the control of Slaven, of course, because I see how he approaches the camera. But I mean, we have started now. It's a matter of very shortly to be launched. I think the first step we have with EURAXESS is for EURAXESS users from the EURAXESS platform to be able to create their profile and CV using the Europass builders. But then for next steps, we will always see. As you know, it's always a matter of priorities, willingness, and resources. And we have so many things to do. For example, what we described now for the Smart CV, which is now being implemented by Christelle's team in view of having a launch in the coming months, we started the discussions with our counterparts and stakeholders, the member states in the advisory group and everybody, and the national Europass centers like 2 years ago. So it takes time because here we are a public service and we are fulfilling a mission. So we're implementing European policies, which are very relevant also for national policies, and everything has to be discussed with national authorities and with fellow services. Slaven, if you want to add anything or even disagree, please go ahead.
No, thanks a lot. Very good question. So when it comes to EURAXESS, we are much better at collecting jobs, importing jobs into EURAXESS and sharing it, right? So I think our strategy has always been very much, let's collect the jobs and then we have to share with another platform. It wasn't, I would say, the top priority for us. But let's be honest. I mean, this is not so much a job sharing with Europa. This is sharing jobs with EURES, and EURES will share jobs with Europas, right? So I think it is something that is in the air. We want to see. We want to, of course, see. We are here more of a niche. However, there is a particular reason why it might be worthy. I mean, if you're looking at why this would make sense to do. A few years ago, we were not seeing so much added value in this, assuming that researchers will come directly to EURAXESS. But what is being developed now is DJ Home is developing what is called EU Talent Pool. And the EU Talent Pool will be very much connected with EURES. And if the EU Talent Pool is being very much promoted outside Europe, and this is not focusing on researchers, pretty much all professions with a specific focus on those professions that we have a shortage in Europe. If the EU talent pool is being very much promoted outside Europe, this will, of course, get to the attention of some researchers outside, far, who knows where, and this could be a way for them to discover first-time EURAXESS, right? So this is where it does make a little bit more sense. The EU talent pool, it's still, the Commission adopted the proposal. Now it is something which is being negotiated as part of the ordinary legislative procedure. It's going to take a year or two. This is something to be seen. But for the time being, the focus is very much on the interoperability, EURAXESS, Europass. There is so much more that can be done through this. I think it's one of those things that what's behind it, but it actually triggers so many different things. And if you actually look at what Dimitrios was presenting, and he was presenting this from the angle of Europass, you can see they're very much advanced. These smart CVs, this with how it matches skills, to show you which skills you have, which you need to work on. Remember last time, some time ago, we had the presentation of the research comp, the transversal skills. Perhaps same technology could be used. So this is a clear direction toward things are going. And I think for the time being, just this simple interoperability between Europass, and simple from technical perspective, not simple at all. And all the kudos go to the IT development, IT teams on both sides. But if you see what this can bring to the user, it's quite unique. There's no other job ads platform that has such a developed a CV builder database based on the profile. So I think this is already a very big step ahead. And we have been employment colleagues. We have been talking about this with our colleagues with the BHOs quite a lot over the past year.
Talking about possibilities, I fully agree with you, Slaven. The Smart CV will bring one next step, which will be the suggestion of trainings to the user. So if the user for a given job vacancy agrees with the system that, yes, I'm missing, for example, for this job, 15 skills are required, out of which the Europass system is telling me that I have 12 and I'm missing 3. So for these 3 missing skills, the system will be proposing trainings and courses for the user to acquire those missing skills. So indeed, as you said, there are possibilities. We have the tools, we have ESCO, because in ESCO you have around 3,000 occupations. And for every occupation, you see a number of skills that are either essential or optional. And all this information is available in 28 languages, all EU languages plus Arabic, Icelandic, Norwegian, and Ukrainian. So already we have the knowledge of what are the important skills for any job in the European labor market. And the system of Europass will be able, on this basis, to inform the users, the registered users, the logged in users, what skills they should train on, if they agree. And then we have all the courses and qualifications coming from the member states, uploaded there by the member states, who should be uploading as many courses and qualifications as possible in order for this European platform to provide better services to their own citizens. So indeed, but all this is to come in the future because Europass is not going to end in 2026. It will continue. We saw the numbers. Right now, it's perhaps the biggest, the number one European platform, taking into account all platforms. The number one platform in Europe in the area of jobs and skills. So yes, we have plenty of work, and we will keep updating you, of course, or our colleagues of RTD. Thank you.
Great, thanks a lot, Dimitrios and colleagues. And perhaps also there's a question in the chat from Milan: to which extent EURAXESS jobs will be able to build on the interoperability, for example, by using research comp. So this then brings us, I would say, to the EURAXESS universe, right? So we are having, what we want to make sure is that we have the latest profiles from users, and we know that they update their Europass profiles much more than they do with the EURAXESS ones. This is what we get from Europass, but then what we do with it, this is entirely a EURAXESS universe. And EURAXESS universe and Research Comp are pretty much the same thing. Research Comp is managed in the same unit, same team. So this is, of course, something that is will be done separately from the interoperability from Europass, but we take definitely some inspiration from what the DG Employment colleagues are doing when it comes to their competence framework. I see there are some raised hands. I know time-wise we are not the usual time constraints, but let's answer the questions. So anybody who has raised their hand, I see Elisa, you're first.
Yeah, but it's more or less the same question as Milan was, because we didn't understand if you foresee in the EURAXESS Europass as the data and is using the model that they are using to implement within EURAXESS, because it's the research universe, and even though research comp is based on ESCO occupations, I mean, it's difficult to, it's the researcher occupation, it does not exist in ESCO and it doesn't map very well. So then I can see difficulties to implement that. Or, as you explained, it's more about using, I mean, like implementing the Europass model into the EURAXESS profile, and then using it with the and then using it within the EURAXESS universe, as you are explaining. So it's not clear to me actually what you are, yeah. What did you see how to work? Because if it's going towards the Europass, using the Europass that is more used and all the, especially with the revamp system, that is great. Then it's how it's going to be benefit for the researchers if it's using the ecosystem of the researchers, you know, research comp, all of that.
So we are importing information from Europass that is relevant to us, but of course, Europass is for everyone, and EURAXESS is for researchers. So we need to provide specific added value for our users. And we are not asking Europass to change the entire business to be for researchers. So Europass stays Europass. We integrate from Europass whatever they're collecting, and what we are missing, we are asking our researchers, right? So we are, and in the profile, and I think this is going to be a presentation of Christelle, like in EURAXESS, you're going to have your user profile, and there's going to say, okay, this is your EURAXESS data, and this is your additional information, your R1, R2, R3. Perhaps if you did something in the future, if you have done something through the research comp, perhaps if it's for the standardized things, but this is going to be additional fields that are only in EURAXESS. Maybe we go to the presentation of Christelle. I also know DG Employment colleagues are under time pressure. Apologies for that. Thank you for the flexibility. And then let's see if there are still some questions unanswered.
Thank you very much. And then take over. Can I already share, or does somebody need to give me some special?
Able to, yes.
Okay. Que voulez-vous partager? I assume you see my screen. Yes. So thank you very much for all your questions and interest. I'm going to show in a bit more detail what we mean by the interoperability between EURAPASS and EURAXESS. This interoperability for the moment, indeed, as we mentioned, is based on sharing the EURAPASS profile with the EURAXESS, and then viewing it and completing it in EURAXESS and accessing all the other functionalities of EURAXESS in EURAXESS. What is behind it is really trying to rationalize and simplify and streamline the services that the Commission is providing to citizens in general. We want to create an environment where citizens provide the information once in the EURAPASS profile and then can access all the services in a seamless manner from EURAPASS, from EURAXESS, as we mentioned before, EURES talent pool, that there is one entry point that is the one entry door of users. They create all the information. This is where they manage their profile, and then they can share this profile and access all the different services that are relevant in the different platforms that they access. The once-only principle for administration is the well-known principle where users enter the information only once, and it is reused upon their consent and control with the other systems that are provided by an administration. And this can work if we have a good user journey, a harmonized environment, a common visual identity, and a way of taking users from one place to the other, understand where is the information, what they can do with it, and give them a broader view of all the services that are provided by the administration. This also allows to break the silos and not allow users to just focus on the one platform that they know. It allows them to really access in an easier manner all the services that they may need or not know that are provided by the Commission. So concretely, this means that when users access EURAXESS, they will be led to EURAPASS to create and or update their profile, and then import it into EURAXESS. This means that they will have access to all the EURAXESS functionalities, the matching to job vacancies, request of funding, and all the other functionalities that are provided by the EURAXESS platform, as well as all the functionalities presented in the EURAPASS platform that you saw in the previous presentation. And of course, again, for this to work, we need to have a smooth navigation between the two platforms. So the way it's done, and it will be released soon, is that in EURAXESS, users have access to their page, their My EURAXESS page, where they will want to create a researcher profile. And when they click on this button for researcher profile, there will be proposed different options to connect to EURAPASS, to update or create their profile, and to import this profile from EURAPASS, or to enter specific data, as Slaven was mentioning before, that is really specific to EURAXESS and does not need to be in EURAPASS. When users want to connect to EURAPASS, they will have to consent with the sharing of their data, because we're forever keeping users in control of where the data is and who it is shared with. And they are taken to EURAPASS, where they can update their profile. And when it is done, you see at the top right-hand corner, I'm going to make it a bit bigger, they have a little button to return to EURAPASS, where they will go back to where they come from, with their profile updated in EURAXESS. And in EURAXESS, they can view their profile. So again, they see that the data has been updated and they can access it from there. That was quick. So the timeline, so we've been working on it. I say we, but not really me. My team has really done great. I think Edward is in the call, so congratulations, Edward. That was really remarkable indeed. With Slaven's team as well. So we will release this by normally the end of 2025, maybe even the end of this month or beginning of next. And this is the first step of this interoperability. What we want to do next is to do the other flow from the other direction, where users, because for the moment the entry point is EURAXESS, and we want users to know about EURAXESS when they come from EUROPASS, which is also beneficial for EURAXESS because we have so many users in there. So we want to implement the reverse flow, which is people enter EUROPASS, find out about EURAXESS, and push their data there if they wish to. We already have that, and I'm sorry if it's small. We already have, as we have mentioned before, interoperability with EURES. So EUROPASS users can share their profile to the EURES platform to find a job in Europe. And in the same manner, we want to implement the possibility to push the profiles to EURAXESS. So this is the next step of this interoperability, for which we don't have a timeline just yet, but again, it's already in place with EURES, so it could be quite straightforward. So we would be adding this little button. So again, wrapping up, the benefits of its interoperability is really to give a better visibility of the EURAXESS platforms to all EUROPASS users. It's really to allow users to benefit from all the functionalities provided by the two platforms, and in general to promote services that users may not be aware they're interested in, or that they could access, or that they exist. EUROPASS is a interoperability project. The idea is really this, is really to consolidate all the profiles created by citizens and to share them so that it's always the same data format that we're using, that it can be reused by the different platforms. Everybody speaks the same language. Everybody understands what is a profile and can be reused. EURES is already interoperable. Now EURAXESS, the talent pool, when coming, will also be implementing the EUROPASS profile, and whichever other service the Commission will be providing should be reusing EUROPASS as well. That is it. I'm trying to be brief so that we didn't go over time, and we have a few minutes for questions if you wish.
Indeed, if there are any questions, please go ahead and raise your hand or speak out. Any questions? I don't think we have any questions. I hope everything was answered, and thank you very much, Christelle, as well, for this very insightful presentation.
If I may, yes. Sorry, I have raised the hand, but you probably have.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No worries. Thanks for this initiative. I didn't have a chance or opportunity to speak with the guys from the EUROPASS initiative. I mean, to get a little bit deeper into how this interoperability will work. You know, it would definitely give a boost to EURAXESS jobs functionalities, you know, because finally we will have structured CVs, so matching services will work much better probably. With matching with jobs will be better. But still, I mean, given that EURAXESS deals with research careers, CVs are at the focus of everything what we are doing, and it's very important for us. So I would like to go a little bit deeper into that. I asked the question about using research comp, you know, because the putting EUROPASS and EURAXESS data on users one next to another is not that simple. I mean, if you take this example of research comp, for example, you're using EBSCO classification for skills, and the skills are stored in EUROPASS database. But for example, if we once decide to offer this opportunity to enter your skills by using research comp data, research comp is outside of EUROPASS. So it's not simply putting one thing next to another. Another example which I could give you, for example, is putting the work experience. So if, for example, if you want to put an activity, a work experience into your CV, and you would like to add like a funding scheme for this work experience, those funding schemes are described by particular descriptors like MSCA or ERC or whatever. Again, like work experience data is in EURAXESS, and those descriptors are kind of external. So how we are going to handle these situations, and shall we have any flexibility in designing like the structure of the CV in the future, I mean, which will be somehow aligned with what you have in terms of database in EURAXESS.
All right, so thanks a lot. I mean, we didn't want to go into much into technicalities today, and by the way, we want to have this very much put in the on spotlight on the 11th of December, where there's going to be a presentation about interoperability. Everything should go live, right? And I think this is very realistic. What I hear from the IT colleagues from our side. We are so. That's of course a concern we had some time ago. What is actually happening is that we are not putting EURAXESS data next to research comp or whatever. What we're actually doing is, if we know, for example, Milan, you are a user on EURAXESS, you have a EURAXESS, we will copy your EURAXESS onto EURAXESS. So we are not going, because otherwise for the search functions, for the speed of the portal, to have also the bit less bandwidth between EURAXESS and EURAXESS. So not for at every visit, every time somebody looks for the profiles or even looks at their own profile, it needs to be fetched from EURAXESS. So a copy is held on EURAXESS, and it is this copy on EURAXESS, which is not a full copy. I mean, we copy everything, right? And we need to know, but what we are showing is that information that needs to be showed, and then, but it fills in that you're in EURAXESS. You're in EURAXESS. You're feeling that you're in EURAXESS. All the information is there. It will say something like, how it's going to powered by EURAXESS, or this comes from EURAXESS. And then there's additional information, and this additional information can be whatever we, in addition to that, collect. It could be information from ORCID ID. It could be from Research Comp tool. It could be from whatever. That's why I'm saying this is a EURAXESS-centered approach when it comes to what we are offering. And I hope this answers a bit your question.
If I may, Slaven. Plus, I fully agree with you, first of all. Plus, the EURAXESS system, the profile builder, for example, is already quite flexible. There, any user can describe however they want in any field their experience. If I want to start a new job experience in my profile and call one of my previous jobs or my current job researcher, I can do it. I can use whatever human language I want. And then we have already the AI models that are interpreting human language to be used, first of all, for the smart CV that is coming the coming months, but also for other things. Because we have data researchers working, especially in the ESCO part of our team, in order to be able to understand, for the system to understand the data and use the profile data for matching with job opportunities in the future. So, of course, the starting point was what Christelle explained earlier, the principle of not duplicating efforts, at least within the Commission, when it comes to the creation of online tools, online platforms, the development and everything. But of course, this is a valid point. At the end of the day, we're talking about data, but already, as we are now this very first step of the synergies between the two platforms, EURAXESS already offers flexibility. But of course, the work, as I said earlier, is continuing. This is only the start. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other questions at this point? I don't think so. So thank you again very much for the Europass colleagues for joining us. This has been very, very insightful, very helpful, and I think we all understand a little bit more what both Europass is and can do and how the interoperability will function. And indeed, you will be receiving a lot more information about this, as we are also working on a joint communication campaign with our Europass colleagues to ensure that you have all the information that you need, also to, on your part, spread the word about what this interoperability will do for researchers. Thank you to Europass colleagues. I will let you go now. We've kept you quite a lot longer than we anticipated. We apologize for that, but thank you for your flexibility as well. And we will be seeing you soon again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, I think we are already at the end of our time for the meeting. However, we do still have one presentation that I think would be good to continue on with. We have Milan from Netcompany who will be sharing information about the user evolution on our portal. And this is quite crucial information that we maybe don't discuss that often, but it is quite insightful to know what happens on the portal specifically after the revamp. Are there any changes in terms of user statistics? Where are our users and visitors coming from, and so on? So I would ask you, Milan, to present now, and I will allow you to share. There we go. Go ahead, Milan.
Thank you very much, Vera. I'm now in the process of snatching the presentation. Apologies.
Yeah, we can see. It.
Do you see the presentation?
Yes.
Okay, brilliant. So we're now going to be talking about EURAXESS website performance. The time frame is going to be from October 2023 to October 2025. And I will immediately start talking about the website traffic overview in terms of the figures. So we have over 9 million visits recorded. These are our biggest KPIs. Over 4 million unique visitors, over 37 million page views. The average session duration is over 4 minutes, and the bounce rate is 56.2%. When it comes to the visitor loyalty, returning visits 54%, new visits 46%. The top 3 countries, India, USA, and France. And when it comes to the visitors by device type usage, as expected, desktop a little bit over 60%, followed by mobile almost 38%, and tablets 0.6%. The monthly traffic evolution has been pretty stable. And we had a little fluctuation during the month of October due to a tracking issue on web analytics between the 15th and 24th of April. So it was a bit of a 10-day period. And during this time frame, Europa Analytics carried out a system update. So this is why we have this drop. But overall, as I mentioned, it's been quite stable. And also important to mention that we have the increase of average monthly visits during the period before and after the website revamp. So up to June 24, We have 341,895 average monthly visits, and this figure has been increased by about 40,000 after the website revamp. The top 10 visitor countries, and this is the quite interesting part. India, number 1, United States, followed by United States, also pretty high up. France, Italy, Spain, Germany, Portugal as the EU member states, then Pakistan, Vietnam, and United Kingdom. So when it comes to the US, we have reported almost 600,000 visits, which amounts to 6.5% of the total. Of course, the sort of the top 10 countries collectively reported 4.8 million visits, which amounts to a little bit over 50% of the total. And US, which of course is where there's quite of a focus from the policy point of view, in many ways has been also recording a clearly increased trend from October 2023 to October 2025, so during this 2-year period. And when it comes to the year over year periods, we can see the increase. We have the line here, 2023, then it goes higher up on 2024, and then 2025 is even more than that. So over the years, the number is increasing. And as I mentioned, there's this drop during the month of April. But overall has been steadily increasing since, for this period of 2 years now. And the EU member states, the top 3 ones, by the way, the EU 27 member states account for a little bit over 40% of the visitors. We have France, 5.9%, Italy, 5.4%, and Spain as well, 5.4%. So these are the 3 large EU countries. And when it comes to the source of traffic, direct entries represent the most significant traffic source, so a little bit over 60%. Then it's followed by the search engines, 19%, and the website referrals, 11% of the overall visits. The Marie Curie Actions website has been the biggest contributor, about 24% of the referrals. When it comes to social media, LinkedIn has been the top contributor with 65% of the social media driven visits. Also, we have Facebook reporting 21%. The one source that's been increasing quite steadily since August 2024 has, of course, been AI, notably ChatGPT. And on the next slide, we have here the increase in terms of the charts and the actual figures. So quite dormant in this initial period from October 2023 until June, July 2024, and then steadily increasing. And with the month of July recording almost 20,000 AI-driven visits, which is quite of an interesting trend to keep in mind for the future to come. And the top 10 most visited pages are Find Jobs and Opportunities, number 1, not surprisingly, homepage, and Jobs and Opportunities. So these are the 3 top ones, followed by user login, different types of search result pages, depending of the filters used, My EURAXESS page, and then the number 2 page of the Find Jobs and Opportunities and Career Development for Researchers page. When it comes to the filters, the job offer is the definite winner. followed by filters connected with the Marie Curie action, and also Horizon Europe, and then of course academic positions such as master's or PhD positions. So these were the key highlights, if I can say, and more than happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you very much, Milan, for this presentation. Of course, we're not very used to looking at the numbers when it comes to traffic on our portal in this matter, so it might be quite difficult to, at a first hand, take a glance at this and interpret what this actually means when it comes to our portal. And of course, this information pertains specifically to the European portal, so the national portals are not included in these numbers. That's just to emphasize. Are there any questions for Milan at this point? No, I don't think we have any questions. But I think to make sure that these numbers also in the future, maybe there's a bit more of a comparison, that we can more regularly share these updates as well, and maybe also ask you to provide us with information about what sort of statistics you would find useful in your perspective. So thank you very much, Milan. And we have now run quite a lot of time, but one thing I still wanted to update you about is the portal administrators training that will take place on the 1st of December. Of course, an invitation has been sent out about this already, but I feel like this is a training that will be massively useful, as it also is based a lot on the survey that was made amongst portal administrators to ensure that the information in the training corresponds to the needs that portal admins face in their daily work. So I would very much encourage you to, if you are not a portal administrator, to encourage whoever is the portal admin in your context to take part in this. And indeed, an email has already been sent out about this, so you will have a registration link. Slaven, anything more on your side?
Well, we will not have any more monthly meetings this year.
No, true.
Because the next monthly meeting will be the BHO meeting. So you'll be quite well updated and informed, and we will see each other much more in December than we do in November. So, but we continue in January.
Yes,
right?
absolutely. Okay. So thank you for this year, this first set of monthly meetings, and we hope that you found them useful. And we will continue developing them, of course, also according to your needs. So any suggestions and feedback is always welcome. So thank you, and we will keep in touch. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.